Welcome to the Reservoir Dubs review of the Round 3 results in Group 2 of the Senior Hurling Championship 1. In the first game, St. Vincent's were well beaten 1-14 to Croke's 25 points. Vincent's seemed to set up to contain Croke's, which is understandable, but it left them vulnerable to Croke's picking off scores from distance, and when they needed to play it forward, they very often played it too directly and predictably towards Hedgeo. Too often ball was coming back out as fast as it went inside, although Hedgeo did cause problems and Vincent's had a few half-goal chances. The midfield pair for Croke's have pace to burn and were hugely effective, as were Whiteley, Conway and O'Rourke. Kenny hit 5 from play, one of which was a great move where he ran through on goal, but a good save by Perry diverted it over the bar. Vincent's pushed up a bit more in the second half and got a good few more scores. I think they only had 5 points at half-time, but a string of wides halfway through the second half undid any hope of a comeback. Croke's look strong, but will be anxious to get a few of the missing players back to add some serious depth to their setup. The second game in this week's Group 2 was a great battle between Whitehall and Plunkett's, which ended in a good second win for Whitehall, which puts them into third spot, albeit with the big two still to come in Croke's and Vincent's. Plunkett's will be disappointed with this result, but will be glad to be so competitive. Ben McSweeney, getting a goal on his return from the States, will be sharper for the next round. They still have it all to play for against Cooler and Bridget's. Finally, the Bowden and Naffeener game was nip and tuck. Looking at the starting 15, it was very much a makeshift Naffeener forward setup with Paul O'D, McCarthy and Stacey making up the half-forward line and no Sean Curry, AJ Murphy or Donal Burke playing. Having said that, Tom Brennan hit 2 goals and 2 points. He is very strong and direct and seems to have a real eye for a goal. Bowden have now slipped to 1 win and 2 losses, but will still fancy their chances of getting out of the group with Jude's up next and Crave in the last round. They'll be happy to have given Naffeener a rattle, but might be a little disappointed that they couldn't beat them minus so many of their regular forwards. Looking at the table after round 3, Naffeener and Lucan are more or less through, but it's a real dogfight for the second 2 knockout places with 3 teams all on 2 points. Crave look in real trouble with Naffeener and Bowden in their last 2 games. Realistically, they're looking at a relegation spot. Jude's have Bowden next and Barrack have Lucan, and then they meet each other in the last round, which could be the clincher. That's it for the review of this group. We'll have the review of Group 2 and SHC2 for you shortly.